You won't know who I am from what you perceive. But if you listen when we speak, then you will receive a glimpse of who I am. And then you'll believe and have a life of peace, because your soul is at ease. You see, our source is the essence of which this world is conceived, which means that we were here before the bird and the bee. Now if you have not guessed, I am eternity. But now if you have guessed, and you guessed correctly, that simply means we share the same destiny to realize we are the God and Trinity that is talked about in Christianity. Now some will say that vanity, or go as far as insanity. It's because they believe in Western theology. But as for we, you see, we choose ancient Kemetic philosophy. Not to say that's the only path to immortality. That's the path for we, this life, you see, as we devote our life to helping others be free, so they in turn can reach their full divinity. And this is done because of the he in I and the I in he. Peace and wholeness.
Well, all right. What's happening, everybody? Greetings and heavenly salutations to one and all. So, welcome to another Soulful Discussion. There's a little feedback that's coming from this device. See if we can get. Anyway, it's not much. So, at any rate, yeah, welcome to another Soulful Discussion. Your host here, Master Ashep. And, yeah, excited, thrilled, overjoyed, enjoyed. It is a joy to be with you, to be present. And being with you is you as in the plural, as in, on this journey, on this human journey. This evolutionary human journey, being with you on this journey, evolutionary human journey. So, here we are on this journey, embarking on another soulful discussion here on this September the 29th, 2024, on the Gregorian calendar of this earth year. And we officially stamp our signature on the portal that is already open by being intentional with being present right now. settle into this portal of intentionality. Settle into the portal of intentionality. Relax into the now, breathing ever so gently, softly, intentionally. Right. There we have it. We are now officially engaging in the portal of our own intentionality. With that, as your host, again, we set the tone as we simply open up to the sexiness of Christianity. Hence, as we bring sexy back to Christianity, you know, pun intended. Um, yeah, so again, just as a reminder to those who may not be as familiar with Soulful Sundays, aka a Soulful Discussion, or at least the Soulful Discussion part of Soulful Sundays. Soulful Sundays is a two-part deal. You dig? The first part is more masculine, where there's more discussion. A little feminine, where we, involved in some music and relaxing, and everyone is free to share and discuss as they see fit what's on the heart and mind. And at 1 o'clock, we move more into the feminine, what's the sound bath, crystal singing bowls and steel drum, and yes, just relaxing to the now, being open to what it feels like as we integrate the information that was discussed, and open up to further clarification and going deeper with that insight. So, as little sound bath is less talking, more feeling. Soulful discussion is more discussion, less feeling. Yeah. However, again, the feeling is there in the soulful discussion because, again, ultimate integration is being aware of how you feel about the things that you say. And the discussion is in the sound bath as we are, yes, open to the feeling. And, then comes the sharing of what the feeling was, the experience was. So, again, that's just, overcap review of Soulful Sundays. Is a two-part, masculine and feminine. And as we dive a little bit more into the specifics of our discussion today, and generally my person likes to hold space for at least a half an hour, for someone else to show up in studio. And just as a courtesy to those who may be viewing and or watching at some point, there are about 4 people that registered online, and a 5th person that actually sent a text just before we started, say they'll be here in about an hour. So, today may be the exception of, let's say, holding space for about an hour if no one shows up. That is in studio. And of course, we're always open to engaging online. No matter how we get it in, we're looking forward to getting it in with our soulful discussion. Right on, right on. All right, so today, just a brief opening of the way, if you will, on just discussing a little more of the, some may consider the deeper or the higher components of Christianity as it relates to other esoteric teachings. Yes, other esoteric teachings. And what that looks like for my person, one of those things is God considered raw and unfiltered upload. You see, anybody's online know there was a people chime in and out from time to time. And we're just holding space for this God, the God, the God, God, the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. Huh. Well, if you really want to have any insight, then we kind of move on. It may come back up later. We're just holding space for that. Why is it God and the devil, or the devil? And why not, generally speaking, the God and the devil? All right. This is what happens sometimes, a person kind of don't want to say, well, some may say lost, get lost in his own thoughts or in his own loop. However, learning, remembering how if it doesn't come up relatively soon as my person is speaking on it, then we simply wait for the other to come later, right? So at any rate, we're looking at God and devil, devil and God, the God, the devil, the God, the devil. And generally speaking, speaking from personal experience, testimony, that's all my person has for the most part going forward, is it's my person's experiences with the esoteric teachings of religion, Bible. Hold up, sounds like someone is knocking at the door. Let's just go see if anyone's knocking and let them in if that's the case. Ah. Channel somebody, deity or somebody, speak differently almost. Getting praise, girl. Master Ashep at your service. ISIS. That feels good. Welcome. Popped up hot, ISIS. Child, this is what we're here for. It's a co-creation type of thing, we here just for this, to engage in conversation, fellowship, and whatever that looks like, whatever form that looks like.
So I did not, because I saw on the website it was like you can bring food or potluck or anything. So I didn't get to cook, unfortunately. So I brought my art.
Awesome. That's beautiful. Wow.
That is my interpretation of the woman's womb as a portal and a stargate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's first thing came up.
Really?
Yeah. Plus it's green and yellow also. The primary color is green and yellow. Heteru,
Yeah.
deity, another deity, divine feminine, heteru, creation. That is about creation through joy. It's giving birth to, I said it gives birth, heteru, the creation part. So we go on and on and on about the esoteric symbolism behind it.
Yeah.
However, just want to say it does resonate. Give thanks. Yes, yeah. And also, last night, soak some chickpeas. We're gonna have a, chickpea dish. And then last night, burnt the chickpeas.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, so there's no dish on the house part either.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one here today?
So far.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my! I was like, I'm like coming in. It's gonna be a bunch of people, and I'm gonna be like the oddball.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So there are about 4 other people that signed up online. One person called and said they'd be
that's just how I am. Just like I'm spontaneous like that. Let me just come. Because I didn't want to sign up and not come. So I said,
okay. Well, either way, we're glad that you're here.
Yeah.
So new to it.
Yeah.
Child, you walk like you true to it. You walk like you're true to it. It's a QR code if you need it, otherwise.
Okay.
I'm not ready. Oh, okay, so that's what it is. There's a pain on you. Not really a breeze that comes through. That's all.
It feels amazing in here.
So, yeah, this is Temple Mother, portal for higher consciousness.
I don't know why my service is not good.
Yes, it's generally speaking, a higher, say, there are many descriptions. Place of higher consciousness, above ground psychedelic church, a safe house or for starseeds, light workers, galactic travelers. Just whatever comes to mind to the imagination of who you are.
Yeah.
As a uniqueness of all of source energy. It's here. Some mother embraces that. It provides the physical space to be just that, be free, just that, express that. Along with others who are remembering, how to express their own uniqueness from source energy. Yeah. Soulful Sunday. Okay, we'll check you in on this one. Soulful Sundays is my person's contribution to the mission of it.
Yeah.
With the intention of using this portal specifically at 11 a.m. It's commonly the church hour.
Yeah.
It's a very, 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 very powerful portal. Very powerful. Over the hundreds of thousands of years. I don't know when exactly it went from Saturday to Sunday. However, it's been on Sunday for quite some time. And the emotion, for one that put a lot of emotion in that portal also. And the feeling was real. You felt the Holy Ghost. You felt, you feel it.
Yeah.
And for my person, it was how to take this feeling on Sunday and integrate it where you feel it 24/7. Which is a little different, even though in theory, that may be looked at as part of the purpose of Christianity, going to church on Sundays, to get that juice so it sustains you through the storm. However, personally, while I was engaged in the religion of it in that way, the more my person studied and looked at what we're called to do, it just saw and felt that a lot of Christians were faking the funk, hypocritical, or to be more politically correct, not intentionally living up to the best that they could be. And a lot of times it was leave it to Jesus.
Yeah.
If God next meant for it to be, this is the, whatever it may be. So the story, years ago left saying, we got time for this mess. And then it was called a seeker, seeking for, at that time we realized it was a tribe, it's coming from Christianity, but we're just seeking to be around like minds who are looking to express the full divinity to become another Christ. That's to become another Christ. Christianity don't talk about it, even though it's in the book. They don't really talk about it per se, generally speaking. So who is it, where is it, can we talk about being a Christ? And so Temple Mother Earth is a place that allows that type of discussion. On, first of all, of that opening up to the potential and possibility that we are a actually to grow up as a child, grow up to be a God, to be a Christ. And so again, my person chooses to use this portal. Let's talk about what that looks like, as well as open to other esoteric teachers and studies to kind of support what Christianity says, but mainstream doesn't really actualize. So this is my person again. Soulful Sundays.
I can dig it.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Soul C style. Yes.
I was, I don't know, it's such a long story.
Well, we got time.
I would say I grew up
Uh-huh.
Muslim, and I always had questions about the ideology and just how things functioned and worked. But as I became an adult, I would say a teenager coming into adulthood, I started to see a lot of things that I thought were corrupt within a particular organization that I grew up in, that I was born into. And I started to speak out against it and question it, and that wasn't okay for me to do. That's what I found out. And so eventually the people in that organization decided that I wasn't going to be a good fit for, because I was questioning and, you know.
Troublemaker.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
And so I was devastated, because I'm like, I was born into this. Like, this is all I know. This was like, that was my identity at that point. So I would say from about 18 till maybe 28, I was just kind of a lost soul, trying to find my way. And then 2020, something shifted.
The year of clarity. 2020. Insight.
Something shifted.
Yes.
And I just went through, like, almost like I went through a portal. Like, it was just like, nothing was ever the same. I went to bed December 31st, 2019, and when I woke up, it was just different. And the awareness of me, of life, just me wondering, what is my purpose? Like, why am I here? Like, it just, like, a bomb exploded within me. And ever since then, I've been just on this journey of enlightenment, and I've kind of always been in it, but just intentionally doing it, you know?
Right, yes.
So I have found different schools of thought since then. Like, I went to this, I was looking for a meditation center. So I went to this Buddhist meditation temple in Virginia, and I loved it. Oh my gosh. And so I was like, just wanting to be more, like, active with going, but they only had a class on Saturdays.
Okay.
I was like, well, Saturday isn't enough. Like, I want to come more and more and more. Because it was very healing and therapeutic for me.
Okay.
And I think that's the first time I kind of stepped outside of my box, because I kind of do my own thing in terms of, like, just my spiritual walk.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me try something different. So I went there. And to be honest, when I looked to see where else I can go for meditation, or even to dive deeper into, Buddhism, I didn't find a place that I felt like resonated with me.
Right, yeah.
I didn't see people that looked like me, or even if they didn't look like me, I didn't feel like we shared the same kindred spirit. I was like, I don't know. So I kept looking, and I found you.
Here we
I
are.
was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
So I'm here.
All right. Beautiful love story with self.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And just before you came, was just sharing with the viewers that just sharing a little bit about either the deeper or the higher perspective, something about Christianity, and that was just God and the devil. That scenario. And the reason reason why my person brought it up, and my person is the physical being that you
I
see
was like,
before
what?
you.
When you say and I'm trying to like, when you say it, I felt like, are you saying like your avatar?
Yes.
Okay.
My person, my avatar.
Yeah.
That's right. That the soul uses to experience
Yes.
shit. You know.
Yeah.
See what's going on. Taste
Yeah.
some shit. Feel some shit.
Experience it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So it has, not necessarily recently, for quite some time now, been integrating the concept of God and the devil as it pertains to the yin yang soul. Because again, it's all the same. It's different language based upon the culture and the time that, it was brought forth.
Yeah.
And so, from that perspective, I am yin yang.
Yeah.
If I am yin yang, I am God and the devil.
Indeed. Yeah.
So then, looking at Christianity from that perspective, God and the devil, and from what came up, what they said, which is all of them inside, God, the devil, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, everybody's inside. They said, your story is more like the story of Job, from this perspective, like God and the devil, and who you are, where you're actually all three. That's another trinity that you are. Because most people in the Christian Bible talk about Job, how Job was persecuted, and it was just really a bet, a gentleman's bet, between God and the devil about Job. And so this man's life was, they say, torn to pieces. His life went to hell. Yes, we say his life went to hell. He experienced hell. And he was one of God's boys. He was one of God's boys, like Moses and Abraham and shit like that. He was close to him. And it was only because God asked the devil what he was doing. He's like, going around the earth. You know what I do? Look for shit. I put some shit, man. And then God was like, did you holler at Job? The devil was like, you know that's your boy. You got the hedge of protection and all this shit going on with him. You take that shit away, I'll fuck him up. So God said, well, all right, we'll remove that shit. See if you can bet he come back. So they made a gentleman's bet about the man's life. Lost shit, family, wife, people dying and shit like that. Because God and the devil had a gentleman's bet about it. Like, that shit is deep. Then it's like, well, from that perspective, if the devil's so bad, why did they seem like they was friends? They was, they like boys and shit. And so, the only other example similar to that is when Yeshua, in the New Testament, they say he went to hell, then came back and he was tested or tempted by the devil, Satan. Then they had a conversation. That's when the famous sayings like, get thee behind me, Satan. Man shall live by bread alone. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Those are three major things that Yeshua said to him when they was having a conversation. So then it was like, okay, wait a minute. So God don't actually fight with the devil. They talk about it in the war, and he don't like this, and he did some shit of it. But when it comes to the one that most Christians say you got to fight the devil, God himself don't fight the devil. And neither does Jesus. So like, wait a minute. The niggas don't fight the devil. As a child of God, as a Christ, why are we going around living to fight evil? And so, again, just the years of what does that look like? What does that look like? And just so you have to bring it up today, because again, when no one's here, we just bring the shit that we deal with, baby. Yeah. God and devil, any thoughts on it? Just put it out there. See if there's any, any feedback on that's different, or it makes sense, or yeah, but because again, the yin yang, light and dark, there has to be, and the solution that came to my person is that God, which may be looked at as more love, because of the unity, as in we're together. You okay? You need something? Because we're one. What happened to you? The bringing together. And then the devil maybe doesn't want to just mind may say, oh, that's not love. But all it is separation, as in, oh no, I got this over here, you gotta get your own. You know, I ain't doing that for you, I ain't gonna help you out. Got my shit, get your shit. Oh, he being so mean. That's a devil. We're just saying we're separate. And in reality, from that perspective, because we are operating in creation, everything is separate. While at the same time, it is not. Because it is just an emanation of light coming out of darkness. So the light coming out of darkness is the appearance of all these separate things. However, the essence is still the same essence in all things. So God and the devil is the yin and yang, you can't separate. So again, how to live a life where, and so what it keeps coming down at the front, because we got to keep simplifying this thing, is personally it's free will. One is one of the key things. To the degree that my person is not moved into a place of other than peace or joy about how someone else uses their free will, then we're doing good. Because my person is acknowledging the separateness of the all, of the oneness. Because again, everything, every team is a unique imprint. You know, with snowflakes, raindrops, humans, every single thing is a unique, very unique, and it has a slightly different than anything else. And so, again, that separation may indicate, well, that's a devil because it's separate in appearance. And so to the degree that my person is okay with the separateness of it, then it's embracing it, it's being godly about that which is separate. So then for my person, integrating the God and the devil is to acknowledge and respect the difference in all things, while at the same time honoring and respecting the similarity in all things. Yes. So I think this is the most clarity it came because we are able to share it to someone who's sitting here. Yeah. So that's how my person uses God and the devil, along with the esoteric yin-yang symbol, which also lives in creation. So, you know, and then how it looks to, and with this, again, the side effects is being childlike, with childlike curiosity, judging. Oh, that's interesting. Now let's wait the source God's supposed to express itself right now. So this childlike curiosity and innocence and not judgment, which Yeshua would say, unless you're like a child again, how you get into heaven? You know, the adults be judging this shit because you're this way, because you know, race, color, gender, sex, whatever it may be. A lot of times society, because of the powers that promote separatists, let's see how separate we can get these niggas to be. How many different ways we can put people against each other? That's another game. So my person's like, well, shit, they doing good at that shit. So don't play that game. Acknowledge it. And yet, just be aware of no matter how separate shit is, there's a connection there. And that goes back to my art. That's one of the things about my art. You know, most people heard of my art. My art, you know, some people even say the 42 declarations or 52 or how many two declarations of my art, which some say the 10 commandments came from, and if you read them, you know, they are there. However, just to add to that, in the context, my person sees the reason why my art is paramount, that I have not done this, you have not, you know, those who have not done this, because there's an understanding of their interdependence. So that's all my art is. When you understand the interdependence, you engage with everything differently. Right. And so even it just came also because just the more maybe about 2 strongs ago, I use the word strong as opposed to weeks. About 2 strongs ago, it hit even harder. Again, these concepts, we have a lot of concepts and theories, and sometimes the light goes off and we feel it. We feel what the teaching is about. So, it goes to the body. That's what that shit feels like. So it's in us. Even killing a mosquito, haven't been consistent with it, but we're moving to the place of, there's a time and place to kill, time to live, it's time to kill. Fucking bumps all over, they got me scratching all night. Nah, we ain't going through that. So, we come in peace. But if you come over here, and then, thou shalt not kill, yet there's an angel of death. So, we give thanks for your sacrifice. And now you are free, you're released from this limited mosquito portal, and now you're free to return to a portal to come back and do something else.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Ascension. And so, this is the self-talk my person now has to remind itself of, so that it is at peace when even killing a bug, because sometimes you gotta kill some shit.
Yeah.
Ideas, energies is coming up, saying, gotta kill that, squash that shit. And so we open up to how to squash it in a loving way. And that's God. There's an angel of God.
Yeah.
So again, just looking at how to integrate, I am God and the devil. And I am masculine and feminine at the same time. And it sees God and the devil as the metaphysical, masculine and feminine as the physical. Because then back to the God is love or unity, and the devil is separation. Mama's about the unity now. The divine feminine, baby, no matter, generally speaking, no matter what your baby do, that's the baby. Come on, baby. What daddy do like, you keep, I'm going to disown you. Get out my house. You're on your own now. Separate me because you ain't acting right. Well, mom, come on, going slowly dying because it's giving so much energy because of the hope, the potential. Just keep feeding, keep giving off into it. We can do this. And that master be like, shit, enough is enough. You on your own now, Jack.
But it's what you said. It's Maya. It's the balance.
Right.
That's what's needed.
Yeah.
It's the balance of good and evil, of light and dark,
masculine
and feminine.
Right.
Yeah. Mother and father. It's the balance.
Yeah.
And it's imbalance, very much so.
And personally, how to assist with that? Is by how to see that first with self. Yeah, how to see God, devil, masculine, feminine, how to balance all that shit out. And then once that's done, from my personal experience, you really experience the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. Some call it nirvana state, blissfulness, ecstasy. Yes.
Do you think that's attainable in this lifetime? Because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like when I read the 42 Laws of Maya, I cried. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like for anybody to think, for the most part, especially people who haven't really done the work or just started, it's like we are so far removed from that. But that's what makes me want to even dig deeper, because it's like I want to get closer to achieving that, because I do want to experience that. But sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, there's so much going on internally, externally. How to quiet the noise outside and just work on self.
So how do you do it so far? That's the question.
It's a balancing act. I love being out in nature. That's my go-to. I love water. Just surrendering and not trying to be in control all the time. I think that's what's helping me now. Just like coming here and not trying to make an excuse like, oh well, it's raining and I gotta be here.
Right.
Like I'm just going with where my soul is leading me to assist me in meeting people who can, drop gems. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just on this journey And yeah, like I just feel like I'm just on this journey, and I'm just like meeting people. Like yesterday, I was out selling popcorn with my sister, um, and this man just appeared out of nowhere. He started playing a singing bowl.
Dark skinned brother?
Yeah.
Did he have a dab in his head?
Yeah.
That's Tony.
Tony. He said Tony E.
Tony E. Right, that's, yeah.
Wow, you know him?
Yeah. Good brother there.
Interesting.
Yeah, he used to come to the temple quite a bit, you know.
Yeah.
With the bowls and everything, you know, with the events and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like those type of people I meet. I met an herbalist. Like it's just like since I've surrendered, I'm meeting people who just seem to just kind of guide.
Right.
And I don't like attach myself to them. I just meet them in passing, receive whatever message I'm supposed to receive, and I just go along my way. But it's just like those moments are just very special to me. And it's like it helps me to keep going, to let me know like you're on the right path. You know, like when I meet people like that, just that's not a coincidence.
Not at all.
So it's like, and then you know him, so that's
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Tony, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. So, just as a reminder, this dimension that we call 3D, third density, Earth, is designed to be engaged in the process of evolution. As opposed, as in contrast to say a 5D vibration, 5D portal, 5D beings. You know, because there are some dimensions where things are more instantaneous. Right? That's not this dimension. Yet, because of the overlap in who we are, we can instantaneously do some things.
Yeah.
You know, turn water to wine, there you go. You know, it's just not the norm. Because the norm is you plant the seed or the seed hits the ground, and the right conditions have to take place. Then when the right conditions is there, then it starts to grow. And it grows in the darkness first. Roots growing deep, it kind of gets foundation, then all of a sudden some come above ground.
Yeah.
You know, and you still ain't eating yet unless you eat sprouts. You know, aside from that. If you want an apple, and not the apple sprout, you gotta wait, you know, at some point, you get an apple to eat.
Yeah.
Again, compare and contrast with another dimension that's more instantaneous. And so, with that, if that resonates, you are perfectly, divinely where you're supposed to be, because you're in the process of becoming who and what you already are. Because the theory is the past, the present, and the future is happening right now. And so right now, it's an honor. That's what some people say, or some beings look at it as an honor to come to Earth. They say, you're Earth? Nigga, you're on Earth. Nigga, you know what that means, you're on Earth. You get a chance to experience the foreplay of everything. As opposed to, oh, we got it now. Oh, we got it now. Let's think about it. That foreplay, not just physical sex foreplay. I'm talking about when you're cooking your favorite meal. You know, the meal you want to celebrate something. And you're cutting up some shit, and you put a little salt off in there, you put a sprinkle off in there, you do this, you know, little cool, what's happening? You put this off in there, and then you say, ooh, you start smelling this. Ooh, the whole house starts smelling. The aromatherapy going on. That's the foreplay.
Yeah.
Because the time and space gives us foreplay up before the actual play. And then once the actual play, then you got the wind down, the integration. Shut up, smoke a cigarette, wherever you're going. Ooh, let's relax now, man. Ooh, man. Because you're still feeling it as it goes away.
Yeah.
Similar as the moon cycle. That full moon, even before the full moon is here, some of us who was, intuitive or empathic, we started feeling shifts and shit. The moon ain't here, but she's on her way, we feel her. When she's here, we got it. Then when she leaves, like, man, we still feel you, baby. Wait for the next 24 days. share. This is how my person sees this dimension. So it helps my person to enjoy the process of all things. Because again, this dimension is more about the process, not, even though we can do that because of who we are, but for the most part, it's about enjoying the process. And evolution is along the lines of those processes.
It's almost magical, you know? Like I decided Monday I was going to come here, and then I met him yesterday.
Almost
I
magical.
mean, it is magical. Life is magical. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he was a reminder, like, don't forget to, because his whole vibe, it's like when he played it, I was like, what is that sound? And then I just heard him appear. It was, literally.
The four plays.
It was like the vibration, I think it was,
right.
It was the note E, but it was a sinking bowl. And it just lifted up. Like I was kind of feeling like, my energy was low. I was like, I really didn't want to be here, but I wanted to help my sister. And when I heard that sound, it just, boom, it just hit me here. And instantly I was like, where's that coming from? And then it just was a reminder, like, make sure you come here. He didn't say anything. Like, it was just like the vibe was leading me here. Whereas if I didn't meet him, I don't know, I maybe would have still came, but I may would have just like, it's raining. I'm going to lay in my bed.
And at 1 o'clock, we're going to bring some bowls downstairs and play some bowls at 1 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
You see?
Yeah. I thought about bringing mine. I said, no, I'm chill. I'm ISIS.
I'm Lotus.
Lotus?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
ISIS. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here.
Spiritual.
Give thanks for signing in.
Yeah.
Check you in online now, so feel
Okay.
good about being in compliance.
Yeah.
That
Is your
is-
restroom?
Yes, it's straight upstairs. Came to the top of the stairs, first floor, right at you.
Are we still on Soulful Sunday?
Yeah.
Taping?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to get in there. You have to show me. Because I got something it popped up as I registered, but I couldn't figure out how to actually do that. So I'll do that later.
Okay. Yeah. That way you can watch it on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I intended to come here anyway. On my way to another activity a little later. But yeah, got a little late. But I made it.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yes. Get done.
Yeah. We were just just talking a little bit about God and the devil, that concept again.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's deep.
Just sharing how I am God and the devil. I am masculine and feminine. And God and the devil is the duality in the spiritual realm or the metaphysical. And masculine and feminine is the duality in the physical world, the material world, the earthly world.
Okay.
Because down here, either man and woman, male plan, boy plan, so there's these genders in this. And then in the spirit, there's the God and the devil. And from a certain perspective, one of the fundamental characteristics is God is about unity, bringing together oneness. And the devil may be a little more about separation. And using the example of the mother is more about the unity at its core, because especially when you have the babies and keeping the family together, and, and no matter what the baby do, especially the hard-headed boy, oh, it's my baby, oh, we go.
Still my favorite.
Right, because it's about the unity, whereas the masculine, a lot of times, it's like, no, I'm going to disown you. Because I ain't going to keep telling you the same thing over and over. Get out of my house. You're on your own. Separation. Do what you do. And even in the business world, some is like, oh, that's mine. You got to get your own. Some like non-profits, and you got to help each other out. So even how we operate, if it's more, just me, got to get your own, that can be a little bit more devilishly. And he's like, oh, there's enough to share. How we work together and build stuff.
Right.
That can be more godly, but more masculine, more feminine. So again, and it's just personal perspective. And this goes back to the yin spirit world and in the earthly world, in the material world. And so this is just my person's perspective on identifying that yin yang in spirit and in the earth, in heaven, and and then say, okay, now that we identified it, how to embody it so we live it, we live by those principles.
Okay.
So that was just that piece we were just going over on that. So, and, yeah, here we are.
Oh, hold
Okay.
on.
Colin Thru didn't even I put this on the screen right here because Colin Thru, got to give a shout out also. This is the brother, the shaman that was here this over the past strong and we had a Wachuma ceremony. Wachuma is San Pedro. San Pedro's masculine family, cactus family, masculine family. And one of the things how my person, talks about herbs, because we are a psychedelic church, above ground psychedelic church. And plant teachers and plant medicines are wonderful tools for us because they assist us with experiencing more of the unseen of reality. The spiritual side or the metaphysical side. Whether it be communicating, whether it be visuals, answers, uploads, things like that. And it's wonderful because we are looking to, that's part of the whole idea, spiritual beings. Well, those are recognized as spiritual beings to walk in both worlds. And so a lot of times the plant teachers allows us the opportunity to experience beyond the so-called veil and have a process of integrating that, the information, what we see into this walk, this journey right here. So shout out to that brother, Shaman Colin. And again, right now he's in shouting out from Hawaii. So, and grateful for your work as well. Grateful for your work as well. So, brother, yeah, yeah, and that God devil, just to show you how that God devil piece works. Specifically with the use of the sacred plants. Last year in September was an ayahuasca ceremony. And the ayahuasca ceremony is a plant teacher, which is more feminine in nature, along with another sacred plant, chanda, DMT. So it's all DMT. A lot of this is DMT related. There's a lot of it. Not a lot is DMT related, which we also produce DMT naturally. DMT. DMT, generally speaking, when they say open up the pineal gland, in a sense, there's some DMT involved because it allows us again to experience the unseen, to know the unknown, which is actually known if we just open up to it. It's just not in the conscious mind per se. And so the ability to go beyond that is naturally, again, what my person calls the Akashic records right here. The brow chakra. And a lot of times the plant medicines that help us to go beyond, which are herbs. Because most of us use the herbs for culinary or medicinal. Where you cook something, you put some cayenne or some ginger, up in it, or you got some ginkgo biloba, you got to get, your some spinach root, different herbs for healing, different herbs for cooking, because they assist with the physical and emotional and even mental healing of the bodies. A lot of physical first, then the emotional and mental. Get a cup of chamomile tea, peppermint tea, some lavender, to calm down, get your thinking correctly. So there are herbs, plants that are designed for that. And then you have certain plants designed for the spiritual healing. And the spiritual healing is understanding more of the spiritual, the laws, and making connections, which is not evident in this dimension, so to say. So give thanks again for Temple Mother Earth as a place of higher consciousness. We embody those who are open and embrace the sacred plant teachers, and for those who enjoy the discussions, the breathing, the meditations, to naturally cultivate your own DMT, your own what they call natural high, and natural insight through the veil that way. So just wanted to give a little quick shout out to the tip of Mother Earth, a reminder as our brother here is on here. Yep. Oh, sending love to ISIS.
Oh, gratitude, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. And that DMT, you know, commonly called, what's commonly called DMT, dimethyltryptamine.
Oh.
Right. Dimethyltryptamine. Right. And as anybody want to look it up, you know, it's DIME. It's on the screen here. The dimethyltryptamine. You put DMT, it'll come up there. You know, talk about the DMT and everything. So.
My only experience with psychedelics has been shrooms, and I started with microdosing.
Oh yeah.
So ever since I would say 2020, I noticed I started to have anxiety, really, really intense. And I went through, I want to say a year where I just stopped eating meat, and that helped for about 6 months.
Okay.
And then I noticed that my body was going through different things where I still was not like physically, not like craving it like taste wise, but my body,
Right.
I think I wasn't probably doing it right. I wasn't replacing the meat with proper protein and stuff. So I went back to eating chicken and turkey. And for a while, like my anxiety kind of just stabilized. And then I kind of noticed 2023, it came back. So I'm like, oh, what is going on? Like, you know, I was walking, I was exercising,
Right.
meditating. Like, why am I still? It's like something's not right. And I just felt like I wasn't unlocking what I needed to unlock just through my own practices. And so I was always curious about ayahuasca, DMT, and shrooms, but it just was like a thought. It was never anything I really would consider doing. It was just like a fantasy.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
you know, maybe in another life. And last year,
Right.
no, it was this year.
Okay.
I said, you know, it was something that I just said, you know what, just do it. What do you have to lose? Just do it.
Right.
And just start off small. And so I did my research and I found it was women in California, mothers, who decided to start microdosing. And they were demonized for it. They were on the news and people were shaming them. And they were just like, you demonize something without knowledge of it.
Right.
And this is healing. This is helpful. Like, we're mothering better. We're better wives. We're better mothers. We're better friends. We're better sisters. We have more compassion and love in our hearts using this as assisting us on our journey. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give it a try.
Right.
So I went to the dispensary. I got 3.5 grams.
Okay.
And I didn't even get a scale. I don't know why I didn't get a scale. So I just started taking little pieces off.
Right.
And the first time I did it, it wasn't an initial like trip or anything. It just was pure bliss.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm at work. And my job can be stressful sometimes. And I'm like, people coming in there with bad spirits and attitudes. And I'm just like, how can I help you? And like nothing. And I could still function and everything. But it was just like, oh my. I was like, oh my. It was euphoric. And it was just a little piece.
Yes.
So it wasn't anything that I felt like I needed to do every day. That's another thing. It's like not addictive. It's just when you feel, you know, the need, you know,
right.
it's there.
Yeah.
And I would do it on and off for like 3 months. And recently I decided to just do, because I stopped for like 4 months. I didn't do any shrooms. I felt like I didn't need to. Because the psilocybin is like long lasting. Like it just rewires you. Like seriously, like you just there.
Right.
The function, I'm able to function. My brain fog is gone, and it's like it's long lasting. My mood is elevated, even without. You can go weeks without taking it, and you still feel the effects of it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do 3.5 grams. Like I'm gonna go for the whole.
Okay. Yeah. It's a museum. No, you want to just go there, baby.
I went to another dispensary.
Right.
And I got the bag and I weighed it because this time I got a scale.
Okay.
And it said 3.7. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know if I can do this.
Oh.
So I did it.
Yes.
I weighed it. I ate them. Like, ugh. made my house, like my house was immaculate. I saged it, I burned my incense, I opened the windows to clear the energy, and I was like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to experience this.
Right.
And I lit my candles, I had my sound bowl. Some people I know, they do music. I didn't want anything. I wanted to sit in pure, like, darkness. I didn't want any distractions because I really wanted to face me. I just wanted to, like, face myself. And, oh my God. Oh.
Yes.
Only thing I can, like, it was so intense. I kept, like, well, the first memory I have is I was laying on the floor, just, like, laying down, and I just waited. Because I'm like, I ate it now. It's no going back. It's on.
That's it.
So the first thing I remember is a masculine figure. No, first I was just like on the water. I was in the ocean. It was a full moon. And it was this masculine energy, like on a boat with me. And we were just floating in the ocean. And he had like a spear. He was dressed like in indigenous attire.
Ooh, yes.
He had locks. He was dark skinned. And he was just looking at me, and I'm just laying there. And I felt a feminine presence to the right of me, but I didn't see it.
Okay.
I didn't see her. I just felt her energy.
Right.
And I felt like they were both guiding me into the ocean. And all of a sudden, the boat disappeared, and I'm just in the ocean. And then he pulls me down, and I see this beautiful emerald city in the ocean. And it's, oh my gosh. It was like I was home.
Yeah.
And that's all I kept hearing,
Right.
home.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, like it was just, and after that, everything just, the trip just happened. Like I went through highs and lows. I felt a presence, like it was a presence on the planet. Like they're not supposed to be on the planet. They're destroying the planet. Like these are like the messages I was receiving while I was on my trip.
Okay. So these are the messages.
Like it's
while on your trip home to revisit.
Yeah.
Atlantis or Lemuria or something.
It was green. It was just like an emerald city.
Yes.
And everybody was just swimming and like it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I came out of that experience and went into like it just was like I felt it was something going on in our planet, which we all know, like it's things happening, but it was intensified. Like I felt the trees screaming. I heard them screaming. I felt like I felt so much, and it was painful.
Right.
And then I felt love. Then like the euphoria came back. Like it was just so many things. I felt like my daughter was in my womb again. Like I felt connected to her. Like just thinking about her, it's like, because children can challenge you,
Yes.
And it reminded me like she's still a baby. Like she's so sacred.
Yeah.
Like it was intense. The next day I was just like out of it. Not in a bad way, but just like I was still experiencing. Like I couldn't watch TV, couldn't listen to music. I didn't even want to look out my window. Like I was just like, oh my. I saw different beings. I saw different colors. It's like I went back into the 80s. Like I heard music. Like, it was a lot. But the biggest lesson I learned from that trip is so much unseen that's right in front of us.
Right in front of us, yeah.
One of the most
You are blessed.
memorable experiences from that trip was me sitting on my couch in the living room and seeing a portal open up in my living room.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's the portal in my living room.
Yes.
That was the most, like, outside of me going into the ocean and seeing what I saw and just how I felt about my daughter, seeing that portal open up was just like, what is going on? Like, is this here all the time and I don't know? Like, what is this?
Good question. Excellent question.
Yeah. So I'm grateful for that experience. I'm grateful that I didn't lead with fear and I just let go. And I didn't, sometimes people say set intentions. I don't agree with that all the time because I felt like no matter what the intention I set, what's going to happen is going to happen. and I just kind of want to be free to experience what's meant to happen for me. So.
That's my person's vibe most of the time too. But the intention is to be as relaxed as possible to open up to the full experience. That's the intention, to be relaxed, get out of the way to see what happens.
Yeah.
Lead me, guide me. What's happening?
So it was beautiful.
What was that you took?
Oh, so go ahead.
What did you take?
It was shrooms.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said you took a lot of them.
3.7 grams.
Okay.
Yeah. And I did it alone because sometimes people say you shouldn't do that much. I'm like, I'm good. I got this.
You ISIS.
Yeah.
Maverick. You're ISIS. The divine feminine.
I took some before that time. It was a lot, but I don't know how much. It was nowhere near 3.7. And I went to the Buddhist meditation center and I saw his aura. That was like the first time I actually went on a trip.
Okay.
Because if microdosing, you don't really go on a trip. You just feel good.
Right. Yeah.
But that time I did go on a small trip and I saw his aura. And that was amazing. Like to be in a meditation ceremony and you're like experiencing the shroom trip was like intense. But I purged so much. Yes. It was beautiful.
Yeah. This was all recently.
This was recent. All this was within this year.
See?
The year of the 9.
See? What a journey from 2020, huh? When the switch first came. So you've been 4 years later, this is where you are 4 years later. It's a beautiful love story. Yeah. The journey, the process, the lotus. The lotus. As we come out of the so-called mud of this dimension, the slow drudgery, sometimes painful, suffering experiences because of sometimes this lack of really knowing who we fully are and we're capable of. We go through this mud and, slow drudgery, then we begin the process of slowly coming out of the mud. Rising, ascending. So we get thanks to the plant teachers, for community, for us to just share our story, share our story.
It's just interesting that you're here to give this space to people like us.
And ironically, the temple has been here since 2020 as well.
No way.
Yes.
Goodness.
October of 2020 is when the transformation of this space to the temple. 4 years later, we are where we are today.
Gratitude.
And a year later, after this place, the property next door was acquired.
Okay.
So Temple Mother Earth is actually a compound. Consists of 2 physical buildings. One is more of the temple, non-profit, free events, public space, socialized gathering. And the other event is more of the sanctuary, magic house, Casa Magica, where more of the ceremonies, private events go on, overnight retreats and things like that. And nonetheless, some of the more, there is access to both yards. Over here, there's a large fire pit. It was, once a little pond, a cement pond. It's now fire pit. So a large fire pit, as well as a copper pyramid. You can stand up under or sit up under, put your meditation on. And then the yard next door, there's the Inipi, or sweat lodge. Shaman Colin Carew, he comes up and does sweat lodge from time to time. So he's right in the backyard over there, as well as their bees. Because the founders, King James and Dr. Sonata, my person calls them affectionately King Beloved and Queen Beloved. King and Queen Beloved. They're also beekeepers. So they have bees in Maryland, and they also have a hive over here. And just by understanding more about the bees, the vibe, the vibration, how they levitate, not really scientifically supposed to fly. There's quite magic goes on with the bees. And then also, besides the 2 yards, there's a path right behind the fire pit that leads through the enchanted forest. safe way.
Mhm.
You know, so just give you an idea of the compound and the temple, the space that's here.
Mhm.
And again, a big shout out to our King and Queen beloved, whose purpose is to hold space. Because what happens, as the story goes, she was saying that she got in space first as a hobby, plant medicine as a hobby. And at some point, the plant started talking to her. It was like, you know, you really set yourself up to be instrumental in the evolution of humanity. Yeah. And so then it was like, okay, well, how do we do that? And now here we are, looking how to be, a powerful tool to assist the evolution of humanity by simply having the space and allowing the freedom for all of us sovereign beings to just come and express ourselves, share our story, in a safe space. Because our story is very similar. We have come from different places, different star galaxies, yet the mission is the same. We came here to help the evolution of humanity. And based upon which star system we come from, and based upon our, zodiac, our birth chart, natal chart, based upon the part of the country, our biological family, those experiences that we have, they all shape our uniqueness as a soul. And so again, Temple Mother Earth is a place to come here to fully express your uniqueness as a soul, as well as to work out what is preventing the fullness thereof. The trauma, the program, and the conditionings from wherever you got it from. So it's that space to, come in, enjoy the process of becoming who we came to become. Yeah, JL. Yeah, I'm just making sure, checking the comments here. Everybody's good. Yeah, so this is what's happening. Tell Mother Earth. So, just speaking of the microdose also, speaking to another brother, Danny Peterson, he just recently was looking to do a music jam session. My person currently holds Freedom Fridays, which is the second and fourth Fridays. And so now when Shaman Khan was here, we discussed, it made sense. Bring the jam session on Freedom Fridays, because my person, we're like, we're more of the intellectual. We like discussion and talk about it. Yeah, we understand as we get more off into vibration and sound, we're incorporating more music. Sound collage, drum circle, things like this. And so, this is, Danny's passion. He plays a guitar, got some songs. So, come with the guitar songs and bring your instruments. And we jam on a Friday night, along with having discussions, intimately, if it roll to it on what may be stopping us from being as free as we can be, or maybe we want to share some things that we just freed ourselves from, we feel more totally free. So it's more specific. Whatever freedom discussion you have, in between us jamming. And we're looking to have it as a microdose experience also. Yeah, so it'll be the second Friday in October is the next one. So just a little FYI on that. And also on Mondays, right now from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. is the hours of microdose Mondays. However, no one has really showed from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's more or less come as you see fit, because on Mondays or moon days at 7 p.m. doors open at 6. There's a potluck. So whether you come for the microdose part or not, the potluck is free. There is a cost for the microdose Mondays. And the idea is more like just a creative space, we work space, telework, whatever the case may be. Just being a different environment to be creative while you get your microdose on. Yeah, so that's Mondays and that's Fridays. And on Wednesdays is Hape or Rape, which is a sacred tobacco that is not smoked. It is taken, administered through the nostrils. It is not, you don't snip it, it is blown through the nostrils. So the device, Kirape or Tepe, is a device that you would use to either a shaman or someone would administer it. They would, put a little bit, do the sacred ceremony, blow it up each nostril, or they may have a double nostril. Or, some people have their own devices at some point and they would just put it in and put the sacred tobacco in. They would blow this in. When they blow, it goes up. And this is not rape is not it's not a psychedelic. It is more of a grounding and centering. At least specific from my personal experience, how it uses it is to feel more of itself, of its energy in the physical body, and just be aware from this perspective of being grounded and settled into the physical body, being more attentive to the physical body and the experiences, and the immediate surroundings and things like that. So, and then from that place, sometimes uploads may come, or clarity may come from this space. However, generally speaking, it is not visualizations. It's not like a mushroom. Just a relaxed, calm in the body type feeling, and that's how it's done. And that's on Wednesdays, game night and hot night on Wednesday, right? So that's just an overview of the regular activities. Every time to time, shaman come in, sweat lodge, a major sacred plant, overnight ceremony. Those usually happen every quarter. So between the quarters, we have something, to kind of fill in the gaps and, keep the connection going. And on Mondays, the potluck, that's what it is. It's just come eat and whoever here, whatever discussion, leads you. As opposed to the Soulful Sundays is more about, religion with the hint of esoteric teachings and seeing how those things can, add to our betterment, our salvation. Friday is more like, specifically music and, being free. On Mondays, we do play music, but it's not the main thing. And the discussions are more, pockets. People at the table, people over here, people in the lounge area. Depending on how many people come. Or maybe if it's a small enough group, it may be a group conversation. It just depends upon how things flow. So, that's just an overview of Temple Mother Earth and where we are, how we here to serve and hold space for self as well as anyone who wishes to engage in the journey. Love you back, Soul C style. Yeah.
That's what it's about, love.
Yeah.
Makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Remember that song?
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. I love that song.
All right, so we just got to think about the mic here. Let's see if we can get a... Oh, well, maybe speak up a little bit. Precious Mother Love just spoke about the mic. Said something about the mic. Said the volume was a little... So.
Oh.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Who did the art on the wall?
Brother named Doogie.
Doogie.
Yes, young brother too.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Well, so what's going to happen here, for those viewing land, we're about to officially close out this section and get ready for sound bath at 1 o'clock. However, we feel like we're going to put some lentils or something on. So while we get ready, got some lentils going on. So have some nourishment after the sound bath. So just giving everybody in the viewing land a little FYI on what's going on. So that, if you're in the DC area, if the time is open, feel free to join us on Sunday in the studio, 11 a.m. for discussions. We get it in. Then for those who have the time to stick around at 1 p.m. for our sound bath. Or if you just want to come to the sound bath, you can register on Eventbrite, TempleMotherEarth.org. Will get you to the link tree and all the events right there. So that's that. Oh, you want to play the fruit before we close out? It's on you. How you feel about it?
Nervous.
Nervous.
Yeah.
Grab an instrument, Lotus.
Sure.
All kind of issues there.
This is,
Yeah, you don't use that. You want to look in this box, this bag.
let me just do something white.
Right.
I mean,
There. Well, well, well. That's beautiful.
That was Colors of the Wind, Pocahontas.
Wow. I'm not familiar with it like that, but it resonates. Like,
Yeah.
that's such a beautiful song. You pretty much can't go wrong with a flute, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This called to me. I'm not, I wasn't familiar with flute playing or really any instrument, but this just called to me, and I was like, I'm just going to get it and see what happens. And I love playing it. It's very healing and therapeutic. But this is the first song I learned how to play when I got this flute.
Okay.
And I've had it for almost 2 years now. It's another song, but I don't play that one.
did you create the song?
No, this is, it was a movie, a Disney movie, called Pocahontas. And, it's about a Native American woman who is in a situation where colonizers have come on her land and tried to take over her people and her land. And she is in the process of showing one of the colonizers how sacred the land is and how you should honor the land and not try to pillage it and control it and distort it and, pollute it, but honor it. And she was teaching him how everything is alive and living and everything has meaning and purpose. And if you just stop for a minute and get to know what's going on around you and connect with the land, then you'll learn how special and sacred it is, and you would never want to try to control it, But
That's the one that they tried to say she was married to.
when she was married to the white man.
She was never married to a white man. She had a black husband.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
She had a
about
black
that.
husband, and that was a misconception that she had. I just saw it on YouTube.
Really?
I mean, on Facebook this morning, as a matter of fact. She never was married to that white man. It showed her husband and her family, and that was what really happened. You know how the stories do get me.
Right. Oh yeah, for
She
sure.
was interacting with him because she wanted to teach him how nasty to come in and
Right.
destroy
I
their
didn't know they
tribe.
said that they got married. They said that she married.
She
ended
never
up.
married. But did you just say that?
No,
Oh,
she was
okay.
just showing. From the movie, it showed that she was just showing him.
Okay, they didn't show a type of engagement.
So they said that they got married.
They were not. There is a I forgot the man, colonizer's name. They said that she was married.
It was
to,
like
but she
John
wasn't.
or something.
Something.
John
Yeah.
Smith.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But she was never married. She had a husband, of African, whatever, her native husband.
she wouldn't let us watch that movie when we were young because she didn't like the narrative of what. So
Okay.
yeah.
Is that the
Oh.
same one? You looking it
Yeah.
up?
It says, John Rolfe was married, but in Disney it was John Smith.
A white man, they show her being married to a white man in Disney?
I can't remember.
Well, they showed, we always find out later that they had tell lies.
Half truths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You laugh when I say lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, half truths. Or just flat out.
Yeah. Misinformation. Lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miseducation. Yeah.
But when I got older, I did watch it. Probably when I was in my early 20s. I said, wow. Yeah, it was just the music. Yeah, it's a Disney movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The way they portrayed nature in that movie was so beautiful to me. The trees, the willow trees, the birds, the different animals. Like, it was beautiful. A lot of Disney movies have deep esoteric meanings.
And kids, they're so open to those things.
Yeah.
So that's how they can enjoy them.
What I learned having my daughter and having more of a reason to watch children movies, it's so, the messages in those movies are so deep, but most adults just like write it off because like this is for